Welcome to Small Arms Solutions. I know many of you guys are going to flip out again, but I do have in my hands another 1911. Now, granted, I am not an M1911 fan, but I am somebody who does appreciate fine workmanship and craftsmanship and a high-quality firearm. Which leads us into the reason why I'm showing you the Sig Emperor Scorpion. This is a pistol that's it's been very recently put out by Sig. It is an extremely well-made combat pistol. Getting into it, we're just going to jump right into it. The many features on this thing that are enhancements over a standard 1911. Starting with the grip panels, we have Hogue's G10 Piranha grips. It's a very aggressive type grip on the front and the back of the mainspring housing as well. It does not move in your hand. It's very well made. On the frame, you have a nice checkering in the front. Both the frame and the slide are stainless steel. They're manufactured in a PVD finish, which is a SIG finish, and the mil-spec flat dark earth finish. Now, myself, I'm more of a black gun guy myself. I like the black, but the popularity of flat dark earth is certainly undeniable with pretty much every manufacturer. Looking at the frame, we have an ambidextrous safety, very high profile, very easy to reach. The hammer has material removed to lighten it to increase lock time. The slide catch itself, or slide release, you'll see has also been, you'll see that the slide release has been increased as well to make it much easier to grip with your thumb. Now, granted, with the 1911s, you generally don't use that to release the slide. You use the same manual arms as you do with most others, where you're just going to pull back on the slide and release it. You do have SIG light night sights, both front and rear. That comes standard on the pistol. And getting down to the frame here, we have a 1913 accessory rail to attach lights, lasers, whatever you may. You have a black trigger, and you do have an adjustment in the trigger as well for you to be able to take up the slack however much of that you want to take up. It's adjustable. Also, as part of the grips, you'll see you have a little bit of a beveling in the magazine well as well to enable you to get these 8-shot stainless steel magazines in low-level light conditions. This pistol was tested with standard Colt GI magazines as well as these. They fed regardless without any issues whatsoever. You will also see on the slide the cut on the top of the ejection port. This basically enables it so a left-handed person can shoot this as well, not worried about getting hit in the face with fire cartridge case. Trigger's around, it's probably just under 5 pounds. It's very nice. It's very reasonable. I probably would say closer to 4 3/4 rather than 5. The spec says 5, but I'm probably going to say this is a little bit less. No creep. It's a very, very nice trigger. Now, once we get into it, we're gonna see what's on the inside. Again, this was designed as a combat pistol, not as a match target pistol. This assembly is standard as a 1911. You do not have a one-piece spring guide. You have a standard mil-spec where you have the cap and the spring. The one interesting change that they have here is the spring. The spring is flat instead of a standard rocket wire. What does that mean? If you look at the spring, it's not rounded like a standard spring. It's flat. Flat gives you more bearing surface, therefore it gives you a more durable and more strong recoil spring. So your service life on this one would be longer than a standard rocket wire or standard 1911 spring. You have a standard barrel bushing and a standard nitrate coated barrel, 1911 barrel. Now, looking at the slide, we do have a firing pin block safety. Firing pin block safety is something that you've heard me on several videos discuss, that I think anybody who wants to carry any pistol of any sort, this is a must. This is the insurance that you have that trigger is not going to, that pistol is not going to fire until that trigger is pulled all the way to the rear. So while that firing pin safety is engaged, the hammer could strike the firing pin and it would not be able to go through. You could drop it on its muzzle from 8 feet, 10 feet in the air, and it will not fire. As you can notice in the area right here, as I pull the trigger to the rear, that piece of metal rises. What that piece of metal does is it pushes upward on the firing pin safety, disengaging it so when the hammer strikes the firing pin is able to move forward and strike the primer. This is a very critical safety. So this pistol, if you were to carry it cocked and locked like you would any 1911, the only way this is going to fire is if you pull the trigger all the way to the rear. Whether the safety's on or off, the firing pin inertia will not be suffice to set the pistol off. Machining is what you would expect from SIG. It's flawless. Reassembly like any 1911. You ensure your link is down. Insert your barrel bushing. Insert your recoil spring. The legs are down. You want your barrel link to be able to hang down. And as we slide the slide on, we want to locate that barrel link. Insert your slide stop. Pull back just so the match will engage. Forward, engage the safety. That's all there is to it. And again, we'll do a safety check. Engage the safety. Hammer will not fall. Disengage. Hammer will fall. Hold the trigger to the rear. It catches. Safe. We also have forward slide serrations on here for being able to grip from the front. The other thing I want to address is the extractor itself. This is not your typical 1911 extractor. Your typical 1911 extractor is inside of the frame. Inside of the slides. You don't see it. This is exposed, and there's a reason for it. You have your spring and everything is located in the rear, and by having this longer extractor with the spring located back here pushing up, you increase your extraction force, which increases your reliability over the standard 1911 extractor. So any 1911 you see that has a visible extractor, that is an improvement over the GI. Again, you get a lot more extraction force. You have a spring pushing it forward. You have a lot more leverage to make sure that extractor is going to work properly. Again, me not being a 1911 fan, I have to say this pistol did shoot very nicely, accurate, reliable, everything that you could want out of a 1911. You know, granted, this design started off with Colt, but as you can see, like many guns, Colt has lost over the years to many other companies. And a lot of companies who were never known for 1911s, or you would never think would be making a 1911. If you look at Sig was known for the P226, the Mark 25, their SOCOM weapons. I guess I was really surprised to see that they went to a 1911 style. But if you look at everybody, you know, look at any of these manufacturers, even Ruger now has come up with a 1911. Yeah, I guess sometimes if you can't beat them, join them. There's no question that the American pistol is the 1911. That tradition is very ingrained into our society, and it will always be a popular pistol amongst American shooters. Sig has produced an excellent one that stands out on its own. I do thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share. Thank you.